As we've seen through the Life Without Barriers podcast series, having an effective reconciliation action plan is largely about making realistic commitments in partnership with the Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander communities and working through the goals. Thank you to Les Ahoy, Amanda Middleton, Michelle Boval, Greg Watson, Walter Hammond, and Edward Burt from Life Without Barriers for their time, and congratulations on all the wonderful work that you're doing. We'll wind up the series with some advice from the team to other organisations looking to make the most of their reconciliation action plans.
The critical area for learning and development to focus, which is providing, I guess, a culturally safe and respectful learning and development programs and resources, ones that acknowledge the impact of, say, past government policies, practices, making sure that's reflected in our materials, particularly in relation to the removal of children. Understanding and acknowledging and remembering the stolen generations in the materials that are developed. Again, learning development being a presence and being present in supporting community events. We recently just had National Apology Day in February. We need to, I guess, make sure that we don't make assumptions in our learning resources, so that whilst we acknowledge that there's an overrepresentation of Aboriginal children and young people in services, we don't and shouldn't make assumptions around creating, say, case studies or case stories or vignettes that don't respect, I guess, those children and those stories that have manifested that may be as an impact of the stolen generation, and not doing justice by just kind of putting in a small vignette or a small case study that is only one part of a piece and might make assumptions or create judgments. So I think it's important, as part of respect, that we do engage experts, we do consult, we do speak to our peers around what is appropriate and what is not to include as resources and learning material.
I believe that building a respectful relationship with Aboriginal communities, the foundation of that would be employing and supporting Aboriginal staff to begin with, showing the community your commitment by employing someone, an Aboriginal person, giving them the opportunities would help build a respectful relationship. Respectful relationships need to be long-term. They're not always going to be a fast process when working with Aboriginal children, young people and communities. Aboriginal people need to see your commitment, they need to see your respect, and they need to feel that you're not pushing them to meet your agenda.
Getting involved, seeking where you could get involved, where you could be useful, and I think the big thing is seeking the benefit of lived experience. So tapping into what it's like for a new senior manager in an Aboriginal organisation can be a bit lonely. They might need to have somebody to turn to should they need some advice or support. Don't think that, I think keep your door open around those sort of things. We're trying to enhance people's capacity. I think, taking an interest in Aboriginal children, young people's journey and care, and the fact that, while, don't necessarily take things at face value is my thinking when it comes to cultural support planning. We hear a lot of examples of kids who perhaps don't necessarily, in inverted commas, don't want to have anything to do with their culture or don't want to, aren't particularly interested in that at this time. But I think through sort of a sensitive approach, making information available, learning with their permission about their culture and their networks and their family and their country, it's really important that we are seeking to understand that as best we can, because I'm pretty safe to say they will at some point want to know.
Thank you for joining us, and we wish you all the best in your reconciliation journey.